North Korean politics has always been full of mystery for the world. And at the center of this mystery is one name, Kim Jong Un. The man the world knows as the ruler of a nuclear power had a childhood that was deeply secretive and mysterious. It is believed that Kim Jong Un was born on January the 8th, 1984. But the interesting thing is that North Korea kept his real birth year hidden for a long time. Some reports mention 1983, while others state 1984. This secrecy makes his life even more mysterious. He was the son of Kim Jong Il, who himself was North Korea's second supreme leader and was known as the Dear Leader. Kim Jong Un's mother was Ko Yong-hui. From childhood, Kim Jong Un was raised in a highly secured and secretive environment. To protect the family's identity and activities, even his childhood pictures were revealed to the world very late. Kim Jong Un was raised like royalty. North Korea is a communist country, but power is concentrated in the hands of the Kim family. It is essentially a hereditary communist dictatorship, something unique in the world. It is said that from a young age, Kim Jong Un had a deep interest in sports and technology. He was very fond of playing basketball and considered American NBA legend Michael Jordan his idol. This is particularly interesting because later, North Korea became America's biggest enemy. Kim Jong Un's early education took place in Pyongyang. He was just like an ordinary student. His classmates later said that Jong Un looked like a simple, average student. He spent more time playing basketball, video games, and watching cartoons rather than studying. Academically, he was average, but leadership qualities and confidence were visible in him from the beginning. Even at that time, North Korea kept his identity a secret. The world did not know who would succeed Kim Jong-il, the eldest son, the middle son, or someone else. But slowly, the biggest question was, who would become the next leader after him? Kim Jong-il had 3 sons. Kim Jong-nam, the eldest, but later disgraced. Kim Jong-chol, the middle son, who had no interest in politics. Kim Jong-un, the youngest, on whom the focus slowly shifted. At first, Kim Jong-nam was considered the heir, but he got involved in gambling, scandals, and controversial incidents in Japan and Macau. In 2001, he was even caught trying to enter Tokyo Disneyland, which greatly angered Kim Jong-il. That incident ended his political career. The second son, Kim Jong-chol, was rejected by Kim Jong-il himself, who said that Jong-chol lacked masculinity and was unfit for leadership. That left the youngest son, Kim Jong-un. This was where his path to power began. Kim Jong-il began preparing his youngest son for leadership from childhood. He was trained in military, politics, and propaganda systems. In North Korea, power is not just political. It flows through the army and the Workers' Party of Korea. That's why Jong-un was connected to the military and was eventually declared a general. Between 2009 and 2010, Kim Jong-un's name and photos started appearing in North Korea's state media for the first time. It became clear that he would be his father's successor. In 2011, when Kim Jong-il died, the world watched closely. Would such a young man really be able to rule one of the strictest and most secretive nations on earth? Finally, in December 2011, Kim Jong-un was declared the supreme leader of North Korea. At that time, he was only 27 years old. Taking control of one of the world's most dangerous and mysterious countries at such a young age was truly extraordinary. When Kim Jong-un came to power, many believed that because of his youth, he might be more liberal or willing to bring reforms. But this illusion soon broke. As soon as he assumed power, his first priority was to strengthen his position. In North Korea,
The leader is not just the head of government.
He is the supreme leader, holding absolute control over the country, the army, and the people. Kim Jong Un quickly began removing old leaders and officials. He even had his own uncle, Jang Song-taek, executed as a traitor. This shocked the entire world, but it also cemented Jong-un's power. He eliminated anyone who could become a threat to his rule. Even his elder brother, Kim Jong-nam, was assassinated in Malaysia in 2017, believed to be on Kim Jong-un's orders. Gradually, he established himself as a strong and fearsome leader, much like his father and grandfather. North Korea's entire system functions like a propaganda machine. Citizens are taught that the Kim family is like gods. From schools to television to newspapers, everywhere, only their glory is celebrated. Kim Jong-un made the regime even stricter. People's freedoms, thoughts, expressions, and even daily life became more tightly controlled. At the same time, he accelerated work on nuclear weapons. This move established him in power. The world's eyes as a powerful and dangerous leader. It became clear that he was not just a young leader in name, but a ruthless and strategic ruler. North Korea, called the Hermit Kingdom, is known for its harsh economic policies. When Kim Jong-un came to power, people hoped for some reforms. But the reality was that he continued the same tightly controlled economic system as his father and grandfather. The economy is almost entirely state-controlled, with virtually no private business or free markets. After the devastating famine of the 1990s, people began creating small-scale black markets. When Kim Jong-un came to power, he did not completely ban them, but tolerated them within limits. This gave citizens a little relief, but overall, poverty, unemployment, and hunger persisted. According to UN reports, nearly 40% of North Korea's population suffers from malnutrition. Meanwhile, the regime spends lavishly on leaders and the military. In Pyongyang, modern buildings, amusement parks, and facilities are built only for select elites. But in most of the country, people live in severe hardship. Kim Jong-un announced several grand development projects: skyscrapers, science centers, luxury cities. But most of these were propaganda tools, benefiting only a special class. Life in North Korea is completely controlled. Ordinary people have no internet access. Watching foreign media is a crime. Criticizing the government can result in execution. Kim Jong-un's greatest mark on history is his nuclear program. From the start, he decided that nuclear weapons were necessary to make North Korea appear powerful in the world's eyes. North Korea had been working on nuclear technology since the 1990s, but real acceleration came under Kim Jong-un. He conducted multiple nuclear tests and missile launches. In 2013, he carried out his first major nuclear test. In 2016 and 2017, he conducted more tests, including a hydrogen bomb. In 2017, North Korea claimed to have developed an ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missile, capable of reaching the United States. Because of these tests, the United Nations imposed harsh sanctions on North Korea. The economy, already weak, became worse. But Kim Jong-un turned these sanctions into propaganda, presenting them as proof of his strength and achievements. Citizens were taught that nuclear weapons were their ultimate guarantee of safety. His strategy was clear. If North Korea had nuclear weapons, America and the world could not ignore him. This approach worked. In 2018 to 2019, US President Donald Trump even agreed to meet him, something never thought possible before. This made Kim Jong Un an international figure, seen as fearsome but powerful. Kim Jong Un's rule is not just strict domestically, but also aggressive and mysterious internationally. Relations between North Korea and the US have always been tense. In 2017, Kim threatened a nuclear attack on the US. Trump mocked him as Rocket Man, but then diplomacy took an unexpected turn. In 2018, Singapore, and 2019, Vietnam, historic summits took place. The first time a US president met directly with a North Korean leader. However, no concrete results emerged, as North Korea refused to give up nuclear weapons. But the meetings made Kim Jong Un the center of global politics. For North Korea, its biggest ally has been China. Kim Jong Un met Chinese President Xi Jinping multiple times. China has always supported North Korea, economically and politically, seeing it as a buffer zone on power or nuclear weapons. His personal life remains shrouded in mystery. In North Korea, very little is known about his family or daily activities. It is said that while studying in Switzerland, he developed a liking for Western lifestyle. Basketball, Swiss cheese, cartoons, and luxury cars. He is married to Ri Sol-ju, often called the First Lady of North Korea. But even about her, little is known. Their marriage is believed to have taken place around 2009 or 2010. Ri Sol-ju occasionally appears with him at official events, often noted for her fashionable clothes in Western media. Kim Jong Un is said to have 3 children, but their names and ages have never been officially confirmed. Their photos are rarely seen. Personally, Kim enjoys a luxurious lifestyle. Expensive cars, yachts, private jets. He reportedly owns hundreds of luxury vehicles and several palace-like residences. He loves French wine and cheese. But behind this luxury lies irony. While Kim and his family live, people suffer.
Lavishly, the people of his country struggle with poverty and hunger. Maintaining secrecy about his private life is part of North Korea's policy. Even when he falls ill, state media hides it. In 2020, when he disappeared from public view for weeks, rumors spread globally that he might have died, only for him to reappear suddenly. This secrecy makes his personality even more mysterious and fearsome. North Korea's real strength is not just in its weapons and military, but in its propaganda system. Like his father and grandfather, Kim Jong Un strengthened it further. Every North Korean is taught from childhood that the Kim family are like gods. Textbooks portray their stories as heroic sacrifices. TV, radio, and newspapers only broadcast state-approved news. The biggest aim of propaganda is to convince people that the outside world is an enemy, and only the Kim family are their protectors. Kim has linked this propaganda with modern technology. North Korea now has a closed intranet,
where only state-approved websites exist. Alongside propaganda, Kim rules through fear. Anyone criticizing the government can be sent to labor camps, sometimes with their entire families. Executions are carried out publicly to instill fear. These camps are described as horrific. Forced labor day and night, little food, and physical torture. This combination of propaganda and fear is the foundation of Kim Jong Un's rule. Kim Jong Un has faced many controversies. He eliminated even his own family members in the power struggle. His nuclear program has endangered not only Asia, but the entire world. Human rights groups say North Korea is the world's most brutal and repressive regime. But Kim Jong Un's stance has remained the same. He will never compromise on his power or nuclear weapons. The world is now watching his next generation. The question is, will his family continue to rule North Korea for decades to come, or will winds of change finally arrive one day?